Seconds out, Eamon Khan here with George Warren. George, can I get your initial reaction to what is a shock defeat here? Zhilei Zhang getting the victory over Joe Joyce.
Yeah, disappointed for Joe. Congratulations to Zhilei. It was a great performance. I don't think there was a huge amount in the fight up until that eye started to close, and it was always going to be difficult for Joe to maintain that pace, to be able to walk forward and take shots like that when you're struggling to see. But Zhilei's no slouch. He's an Olympic silver medalist in himself. He showed against Hrgović the calibre of the fighter he is in a fight I think most people think that he won. He didn't get the luck that night, maybe with the eye injury tonight and the eye closing, he got a bit of luck on that, but no, fair play.
What is the position in terms of a rematch clause, and what is the position in terms of Zhilei Zhang's position? Is he locked into that rematch clause? Is he maybe signed to Queensberry? What's the position there with Zhang and the rematch?
He's signed to Queensberry. The rematch clause is Joe's right to invoke, not mine. If he wishes to do it, we'll support him, make it happen. Who knows, maybe go down and do it in China. That would be good fun. If not, we'll do it back in the UK. But no, Zhilei's relationship ongoing is with Queensberry.
How do you feel? Do you feel Joe should take the rematch? What's your position?
It's not for me to decide right now. I think it's a bit too raw. It's a bit too premature to talk about that. I think at the end of the day, what he needs to do right now is go home, get some rest. Go and have a look at that eye, see the extent of it, see if there's a significant injury. I don't know at this stage how bad it is. Looked to me like it's just bruised and maybe closed, but it could be worse. But yeah, after that, we'll sit down, talk with Joe, go from there.
In a weird way, does that maybe increase his prospects of getting a big fight? People will look at that and say, look, maybe I can beat him, whereas beforehand he was looked at as a bit of a Terminator.
I don't know. I think that, look, when you lose, it's always going to be a bit of a setback, and Joe's got to accept that. But as I said to him in the ring, I said, don't forget what happened with you and Daniel that night. Daniel, similar with an eye injury, actually struggled, had to pull himself out of the fight. Doctor pulling Joe out tonight. All of a sudden, Joe this summer is going to be fighting Alexander Usyk for the three world championships. So if Daniel can come again, there's no reason Joe can't.
I should make it international box news. George Warren. George, I know you just briefly touched on it there, that the relationship is now with Zhilei Zhang. Do you reckon Zhilei Zhang could be in with Fury at all in the summer after that performance?
I think that Zhilei Zhang is a very good fighter. We knew that before this fight. It wasn't that it was a well-kept secret. As I said, the performance against Hrgović was very impressive. But that just goes, by the way, to show the type of character and person that Joe is, wanting to go and take that type of fight. When most people, by the way, being an interim champion, being mandatory, just sit on their backside, take an easy fight, bide their time. That's not Joe. He wanted big fights, he wanted big opportunities, and that's what we delivered for him. But, with regards to Zhilei, I think that, look, he's a handful for anyone. I think he's certainly proved that he is a legit top-class heavyweight. So conversations about him in big fights to see them happening, yeah.
Who do you think people would prefer, Andrew Ruiz or Zhilei Zhang after that performance?
It's not really for me to comment. I don't know yet. I think it's a bit too early to see. Look, Joe's got that rematch clause, right? If he takes it, that's obviously going to be a complication with anything to discuss alternative fights for him right now. And at the end of the day, Tyson's the boss when it comes to what he wants to do. If he wants to fight this summer, he'll let us know. We'll try and make it happen. We'd need to know pretty quickly to invoke something during the summer, especially if we're going to try and do it at a stadium in the UK, which is where he would need to fight to make it work here. But yeah, opponents, choices, that'll come down to a conversation with Tyson.
Wembley Stadium, I've heard a rumour of July the 22nd, if there is any rumour of that at all. Is that the date that you're working on at all?
Could be. It could be.
Is that Wembley Stadium as well? Perfect. And just another one, just last one. June 24th, Davies Cunningham, the European title. June 24th was mentioned, but there might be a broadcast issue. Would you be able to talk on that at all?
No, there's no broadcast issue. We're just still finalising the schedule and the dates with BT Sport. There's a lot going on. They've got a brand change happening midsummer. So there's a lot of things that we've got to do around that to kind of help support that with some big shows and big announcements. It won't be too long until you get these fights confirmed.